Hello, welcome to the Loony Life. I know it's been a while, I'm sorry. I'm just finishing my breakfast, so if at any point during this video you see porridge in my teeth, I'm really sorry. As the title says, today I'm going to be discussing how I'm changing my bad habits to good ones. This has probably been the most difficult for me because I've got quite a few bad habits, and to be honest, my mind likes to focus on fun stuff rather than the crap stuff, so that gets left behind. But I'm trying to be better and trying to find ways to make myself do the crap things, okay? This might come in useful for you lot, it might not. Why am I filming this video? Just because I felt like it. The idea came to me last night and I just thought, you know what? I've come quite far with myself. I've changed a lot for myself. And I'm really working on it as well. Like, I'm really trying, like, different things that haven't worked out for me, I've changed it and thought, well, could slightly work better. So yeah, I'm really trying. So I thought, well, I might as well make a video of it. So I'm so naturally unorganised, untidy and lazy. I'm going to say lazy lightly actually, because I'm only lazy with myself. I'm not lazy with other people. I put so much effort into other people, helping other people's lives be a bit easier. And I put a lot of effort into other people, but sometimes I just don't have the energy to put it into myself. I'm working on it. I'm working on myself. I'm trying to make my life a little bit easier for myself, because sometimes I often overthink things. I make things more complicated, knowing full well that I'm not going to be able to continue how I am, because I know what my mind's like now. I'm really trying to get to know myself better and what will work for me. So yeah, that's what this video is gonna be about. So obviously I'm also not lazy with work. I work a lot, but that's because I enjoy it. So when it's something I enjoy, I can easily get stuck into it. But cleaning, chores, sometimes even eating, and I will get into that. That's like two of my main points with eating habits, and I think these will be useful. Actually, kind of three. These will be useful to other people because you probably have this as well. You might not, it might just be me. So I'm going to be honest, I'm going to get to the gross, the nitty gritty side of me. So you can judge me if you like in the comments. You can judge me in the comments, it might make me be better. It might make me feel sorry for myself. I'm not sure. But we'll see. So number one, allowing fruit to go off. So I know other people do this as well, because I wrote on my community page on YouTube, on my ASMR channel, I asked the question, what do you spend a lot of money, a ridiculous amount of money on? And someone even said fruit. So we had this discussion on the Midlanders podcast actually, and it reminded me of how I might be able to help, because I've had this problem and I've solved the problem. I relate to buying lots of fruit and leaving it go to waste. Now, I really love fruit. I love fruit, but I can often look at it and still reach for snacks instead, and things that aren't particularly good for you. And I wanted to change this habit because I really like fruit, but I am a visual person. Things need to be right in front of me. So then I would be angry with myself and confused, and I'd feel guilty for just letting that fruit go to waste. However, I put a fruit bowl on my throne wish list. Very kindly, an ASMR artist, Lizzie Lestrange, bought me a tiered fruit bowl. So it was pretty enough to leave on my table. And also, now that it's on my table, it's visual and I see it all the time. And my snacks, my crisps are up on the top, so I struggle to reach them. And my snacks are in a drawer, closed most of the time. So they are effort to get, whereas my fruit is right in front of me on the kitchen table. And it looks pretty as well. So that's how I've gotten over that. I don't know if you're in a position to put your fruit in a visual place where you know you will find it. You have to do things that will work for you. That works for me. If it has to be in your living room, put it in your living room, wherever, like just whatever works for you. Luckily on my kitchen table it looks nice. I'll show you. As you can see, I've got no fruit in it at the moment because we go shopping on a Saturday and I'm filming this on a Friday, so you can see that I've hardly got any fruit left. There's 3 apples left. I'll eat one today, there'll be one eaten tomorrow, and then we'll get a new fresh pack in the afternoon tomorrow. So it's working. That's a solid habit changer that I've actually made work, and I'm quite proud of it. Now don't get me wrong, no habit is easy, not at all. I feel like you have to make a conscious effort for quite a while, because the first week you're kind of excited, so you'll make sure you do it because you create a new habit, you're excited about it, you want to make it work. Then something in life will just throw a spanner in the works. It doesn't have to be anything serious. It could just be literally a day trip out that you wouldn't normally do, and it'll just throw you off your new habit routine, and then you'll have maybe a week where, or a couple of days, mostly a week, maybe even 2, because once you've fallen off it's hard to get back on. So you'll have like a week where you don't carry on with the new habit, even though life's gone back to normal at this point. So you have to make a conscious effort to think about the new habit. Because sometimes, I don't know, like day trips and stuff, it can be exhausting for us, and then the next day you're just feeling a bit lazy, so you don't really want to think about it. You just want to grab what makes you happy. It might just be me, I don't know. But yeah, that's what happens in my mind. So I had to make a conscious effort, even though it was there in front of me. I'd still look at it and think, there's fruit there, but I want chocolate. So I would make a conscious effort to be like, no, just eat the fruit. So I'd eat the fruit, and then I'd be like, oh, that's what I needed. So then I would eat the fruit and be like, oh, that's what I needed. I'm fine now. So yeah, like it does take a bit of a conscious effort to start with, but if you make the habit if you make a habit easier for you, the way you would know you would stick to it, it makes it easier to jump back on it. So like, I think if my fruit was in a different place, I wouldn't have got back on bandwagon. It's literally because when I'm sitting there eating, I'm seeing fruit, so I know that once I've eaten, if I fancy something sweet, there's a dessert there. If I'm feeling peckish and I come downstairs, I walk in, the first thing I see is my table with fruit on, because it's right there. I know I'm a bloody genius. No, but it works for me. And so if you can find something that would work for you, if you're also like me and struggle with these things, I know it's silly, but it's just the way I am. Sometimes you're just wired that way, and you can try and try and try, and you just no other way. But I'm working on it, I am trying. So, okay, so enough about fruit, onto more eating habits. So this is quite a bad one actually, and I think a lot of us are quite guilty for this, especially if you have busy lives, busy jobs. So I am known for stretching my time out so thinly with work, family, friends, that sometimes I forget to eat. And obviously this can have a knock-on effect on the day after when you're feeling groggy, or you get a headache because you haven't eaten enough all day. I find when I get stuck in on an editing video, I can be editing all day and not even realise the time, just because I want to get it done. I'm fixated on this and I need to get this work done, and I can edit 2 or 3 videos in a row while I'm in this zoned area. And then when I've finished, I'm like, oh, I'm actually starving. And then I'll go downstairs and I'll think, oh, I'm too hungry to cook, it's going to take too long. Then I end up ordering takeaway or eating crap. And then the takeaway will take 20 minutes and I could have cooked by then. This is a struggle for me that I think I've figured out, because I've been a lot better now for at least 3 months. I had a busy month where I did eat a lot of takeaway, because I think I had 3 takeaways in a week. But the good thing is, the week after I didn't do the same. I made sure I never had any takeaways all week. So how I've combated this is a really simple thing to do, and it's crazy how much it's working, is on my calendar, because, so I tried it on, I'll explain this first actually. I put it on my fridge. I had like a week's rota of what I would eat, breakfast, dinner and tea, on my fridge, to like inspire me to cook and to make things on days when I'm a bit sluggish or I've got no direction, you know, those days. It's the only way I can explain it. Just when you're just not on it, you know? And it's those days that you need to try and make sure that you're keeping a little bit of your habit in there, because those are the days that will make you fall off completely. That's what I found anyway. So yeah, anyway. So I'd have the week's rota of food, what I would do for a week. It lasted about 3 weeks. And then I might have had a sluggish 2 days, or 2 days where I was out every day. Then I come back to it and I don't even look at it. I was in that habit again of just not eating or having takeaway, and it's been a journey. That didn't work, so I've decided to try something else, and I've been doing this for 4 weeks now. It seems to be working, and I have had a mad month where I've been here, there and everywhere, and I've still managed to keep to it when I'm at home. Because I use my phone a lot, I'm always on my phone. I never see my fridge, but I'm always on my phone. So what I decided to do was I've put breakfast, dinner and tea in my calendar on my phone, different like ideas for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all different meals for breakfast, dinner and tea. And then I've copied and pasted that for the whole year. So now, I mean, I know it's extreme, right, but it works for me, and no one else is looking at my calendar thinking, what the hell? When it's time to have breakfast, my phone will come up. I set a time because that's the time that I'm normally in to have breakfast. I've set it slightly earlier than that, so if I'm up a bit earlier, I still get the flag. And also, it'll continue until I've looked at my phone. So even if I've slept through, the first thing I'll see when I open my phone is my reminder of what to have for breakfast. It's genius, I know. So it works for me, okay? It's wild. So then, yeah, it'll tell me breakfast, porridge, raisins, bananas, protein, nuts, whatever. It just gives me like what I normally put in my porridge. Obviously, I can switch and change that. But on days where I'm just not thinking for myself, this is doing it for me. I know it seems simple to just cook something, but when your mind's in that state of mind where you've got too much going on in your head, you can't really think for yourself because you're thinking about absolutely everything else. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but these are the things that I'm trying to work with to make myself more productive and just eat better. Who knows, I might not need this forever. It might just be until I get a flow with my cooking and stuff, but for now it's helping. So obviously on days where I don't want to eat these things, the flag will just come up to say, remind me to eat, really, while I'm on the computer. If I'm checking my notifications, I get that notification and I'm like, oh, let me go and have a sandwich. Pause this, let me go and eat. Number 3, vitamins. So yeah, vitamins. I think a lot of people have this. You have all great intentions of taking your new vitamins, then you take it for a couple of months or a couple of weeks, and then you forget all about them, and by the time you look at them again, they're out of date. I've done this before years ago, but I am much better now. I don't think I've missed a single vitamin for 4, maybe 6 months, which is brilliant for me. And how I've done this is, again, I've had them visual. They're on my kitchen table where I eat my breakfast, usually, that I still haven't eaten. So yeah, they're on my kitchen table. So then when I've eaten my breakfast, then I take my vitamins with my water, and it works. Now I know not everybody wants vitamins on the table. It's just what works for me. If anyone wants to question why my vitamins are on my table and not in a cabinet like most normal people, then I will simply say that I'm not a normal person. To be honest, if I put them anywhere else, I just forget to take them. But when they're right in front of me while I'm eating my breakfast, looking at my fruit bowl, the next thing I see is my vitamins, and I'm like, oh, I'll take them with my water. I also decided to take them with breakfast because that's normally the meal that I'm in to eat. So sometimes I will eat out for my dinner and I'll eat out for my tea. Majority of the time it's always dinner or tea. Most of the time breakfast I have at home. So yeah, if you can put your vitamins somewhere that you know you're gonna look at, it's worth a try. If you don't really want the bottles out, maybe try and find some fancy bottles that look decorative on your table or something, and then just put a tiny label on it so you know which ones are what, or like remember the shapes and colours of them so you know which ones are what, and then it'll just be prettier on your table. But I don't care, I'm really not that fancy. As long as I'm healthy, that's all that matters. And as long as I'm not wasting, then I'm fine. Most exciting one, I've got a dishwasher now. Okay, so, oh god, washing up, bloody washing up is just the worst for me. I always felt like I would wash up and then, I don't know, 10 minutes later there would be more washing up to do. It's like it was a never-ending thing. I was constantly washing up. Or if I just thought, no, I can't be bothered to wash up for a third time today, it would sit there and pile up, and then the next morning I'd have lots to do. And then I got into the habit of just doing it every morning because it gave me something to get up for, because I knew I had something to do. So I did the washing up in the morning, but I hated the mess on the side. It was really depressing. It was just annoying. But I don't want to be washing up every meal. I just can't do it to myself. I don't even know how this is going to change habits, apart from the fact that I'm going to be more likely to cook myself now, because I'm not going to have to worry about the washing up that I've got left for me. So yeah, I think that will change. I'll be cooking a hell of a lot more, and even when I am having busier days where I'd normally have a takeaway, even if it is just once a month, because I don't have them very often now, that once a month can also be eradicated, because I'll be like, no, you know what, come and wash up. I can cook because I ain't got to wash up. I was just excited to tell you I've got a dishwasher, to be honest. Boris hates it, but he judges in silence, so I'm not that hurt about it. Oh, he's quite scared of it actually. He's getting used to it now, but as soon as he hears it first come on, like, go, he gets a bit like... This one's a funny one. This one's where I get really messy and I'm really untidy, and I've had this habit since I was a teenager and I just cannot shift it. It was that bad once that my dad put everything in black bin bags, everything in my entire room, right, in black bin bags, and pretended he'd thrown them all away because of the amount of clutter that was all over my floor. Mainly clothes, but then because there'd be clothes there, there'd be all sorts, there really would be. And I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't shifted that as an adult. My bedroom has often been in some clothing state, so it's just clothes on the floor. Hello, Bobby. Where it's just clothes on the floor. However, I've definitely been better with this since I've had a new wardrobe, and I organised it in a way that would work for me. So I've got different storage boxes for clothes, and I've folded them in a way that I don't have to rummage through them and lift them up each other and then they all fall out and I can't be bothered to put them in. I've got them in little sections now. Like my strap tops are in one, jumpers are in another, jeans are in another, leggings are in another, so I know where everything is and it's a lot easier. Pyjamas are in a different compartment altogether. So my gym stuff, that's all in different things. So yeah, like I've been so much more organised with that just because I've sorted out my wardrobe. and my wardrobe works better for me now. I had that designed for me though, like I worked out what would work better for me, and then I had the wardrobe designed for that, which I thought was really cool actually. I love that. They did so good to our wardrobes, they really did. They worked with me so well to get them perfect, really pleased with them. So yeah, I really thought about what I needed. Also, this is another part that comes into it, hoovering. When I plug my hoover downstairs, it'll do all downstairs. I get halfway upstairs into half of my bedroom and it doesn't reach the other half. So rather than me go unplug it, run back upstairs, plug it in, do that little tiny bit, I'm lazy, so I wouldn't do that. Luckily I've got a husband that sometimes will do that. However, me, very, very, very rarely, twice a year if you're lucky. So because of that, I knew that my hoover would only go halfway, so like clutter would still be starting to form on the floor again, because I just thought, well, there's no point not hoovering it. Do you know what I mean? Just silly things like that. What I decided to do was, I've got a little handheld hoover that I can literally reach from my bed and go if I want to, right? So this has motivated me now to not leave clutter on the floor, because I've got a nice clean space to hoover. It's the simplest things. And it baffles me, it baffles even me, because I know what I'm like, but I just can't get past these little things sometimes. I have to find ways to make it work. It makes no sense, but it works, so I have to do it. So yeah, now I've got a little handheld hoover just for my side of the room, but it works. And so with my wardrobe and my hoover, I now don't have so much stuff over my floor. The most I've had is like 3 items, and that's because I couldn't decide what to wear and I went out, but the next day, and I got back late so I didn't put them away, but then the next day I put them straight away, put them in the wash wherever they needed to go, and a clean floor again. So far so good, that's working for me. Number 5, this will blow your mind, right, because obviously I've got such good fashion sense. But sometimes I struggle to get dressed in the morning, and not just because like I'm struggling to get out of bed, no. It was actually my sister that brought this to my attention. I was not aware of this at all until my sister brought it to my attention. She stayed with me and she happened to come into my room while I was deciding what to wear, and I literally had the wardrobe doors open and I was just staring at the wardrobe, and I'd literally done that for about, it's got to have been 7 to 10 minutes. My sister was like, why are you struggling to find what to wear? We're literally only going to the pub, like it's fine, just wear whatever. But to me, I can't do that, because I overthink it. So I'm thinking, will I be cold? Will I be too warm? What jacket will I wear with it? What shoes will I wear with it? Do I want to wear tights? Do I want to have something around my waist if I'm eating? Am I eating or am I drinking? Will I bloat if I'm drinking? What will I like? So I'm just constantly overthinking. So I'm like looking at my wardrobe thinking, what am I going to wear? And then I realised often I bought stuff because I would often say, oh, I've got nothing to wear. It wasn't that I had got nothing to wear, it's just because I was overthinking what to wear. So how I've got over this hurdle after it was brought to my attention, because then I would be conscious of it when I was staring at my wardrobe for 10 minutes, like, what am I going to wear? And then I'd be like, oh, Terry's right, like, why am I overthinking it? So about a year now, so I've been working on these for about a year and a half anyway. All of them I've been working on, really trying here. When things haven't been working, I'm trying something else. I'm really trying. I need to make my life easier. So what I did is I've been more conscious about what I'm comfortable in, what makes me feel pretty, what colours suit me, what I will wear often. Because I often got into the habit of buying clothes, only wearing them 2 or 3 times, and then they would just be left in my wardrobe because they're not easy outfits. They're things that I have to think, like I have to think about what shoes match, what coat would go. So they're not easy outfits. Put them in categories: easy outfits, non-easy outfits. So I've been really conscious about what fits me well all the time. So what I look good in, whether I'm bloated or whether I'm not. What I feel pretty in, what colours suit me. Clothing that is a bit more fancy, like going out dresses and things like that. Before I buy them, I'm thinking what cardi will go with them, what coat, what jacket. If I've got to buy something new for that outfit, I don't have the outfit. It's not like I've got no clothes at all. So I really don't need it. If I want it and it works with my wardrobe, I'll have it. If it doesn't, if I've got to start buying more, no, I'm not having it. So that's the habit that I've got into with that, and it seems to be working. I'm not staring at my wardrobe now thinking, what am I gonna wear? And last but not least, habit number 6. Oh, I'm still working on this one. My work schedule. My work schedule is all over the place. Some days I can be working 16 to 18 hours. I never really have a full day off. Sometimes I'll have a Friday off, like once a month or something, where I literally don't do a lot at all, maybe post on Instagram. But it's very rare that I have a full day off. And actually most Fridays I'm working. But so this is something I do need to work on. I do need to work on my schedule, but it's hard because I've not always got the ideas flowing. Some days I'm brain dead. And then the next day I wake up with like 6 ideas that have just come to me. So yeah, that one I've got to work on. What has been helping is I put on my throne wish list a sticky monthly schedule. Thank you ASMR Musings for buying me that. To help me out, and it really did help. However, it's not been a full habit that is like permanent yet, because I'm still sometimes using it, sometimes not. Often because I keep losing the pens. So this is another bad habit that I've got. I'll be halfway writing what I'm doing for each day of the week, and then I'll be halfway through and I'll get distracted and think, oh, why did I do that? So I take the pen with me. Then while I'm doing something, I've put the pen down, lost the pen. And I swear I had 4 pens, lost them all. They'll be around the house, but I don't know where they are. But I will say actually, it was a godsend when I was going through depression. Like, oh, because I was writing things for me to do the night before to make sure I had something to get up for the next morning, to remind me that I've got something to do. Because on those days I would wake up not having any motivation whatsoever, not having any inkling that things have got to be done. I had nothing. I don't know how to explain it. It was horrible, and I hope I never ever feel like that again. But that helped me just get up, whether I was miserable or not. It did change my mood. I can't lie and say, oh yeah, it was a miracle having my life organised. It changed my mindset. It didn't. I was still miserable, but it actually got me up to do something instead of just moping and potatoing in bed. And just making myself feel worse. It actually got me up to do stuff. It was as simple as just writing, wash up, do my washing, edit, don't forget to film this, do that, next day, do that. That was a habit I actually stuck with during that time because I knew I had to, to just get through. It's so weird. But yeah, now I've lost my pens and we've got a non-organised work schedule again. Okay, I've ended on a negative and I'm not happy about that. So, what can I say? Well, I guess fair play to me for for being so self-aware and knowing that how much I dreaded the next day, I wouldn't do anything. So while I had a period on the night where I felt decent, I would write my schedule for the week, knowing that I wouldn't have to worry about it again for a whole week. So even in the lowest moments, I was trying my very best to just not give up completely, to not lose my way. Yeah, fair play actually, I did so well considering. So yeah, I was pretty successful to do that, and it did work. So on that note, that's how I've tried to break, and I have been breaking my bad habits and forming good ones. Obviously it's a work in progress, I'm trying my best. So yeah, and also a massive thank you to those people that bought off my throne wish list, because I know they're only small items to you, but they have literally changed my life in a really good way. Like my fruit bowl, it's changed my life. I don't waste my fruit anymore. I don't feel guilty about throwing it away. I'm healthier. Like, I'm not wasting money. It's changed my life. It's one simple little thing, but it's done a whole lot of good for me. So thank you. Thanks, Lizzie. That sticky board, although I've lost my pens, I can buy new pens. It's fine. It saved my life. It saved my channel. Like, it saved my work. Yeah, it was a godsend at the time. It really was. And it's not that I won't use it again. I probably will. It is useful, but I just lost my pens. And then I've like obviously got out of the habit of using it now, but it's something I want to try and form back in, because I really like it there. It's really useful. And that's it. I've really enjoyed that. I hope you have. I know it's been a massive ramble. Nice to see you here on the Loony Life. Okay, don't forget to stay loony. Take care. Bye.